that company, what, 25 years or so?
Well, this is my 21st at the end of this year.
Wow. You must like it there.
Yeah, they're a very good company. They're actually, for 5 years in a row, been named one of the 101 best workplaces in the United States.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Are you in Chicago proper or right outside Chicago?
I'm outside. I live in St. Charles. Our office is in Bloomingdale, which is about half an hour west of O'Hare Airport.
Okay. Oh, all right. It's a little cool up there right now, isn't it?
It is. I'm wearing jackets here. It frosted this morning. It was 30 degrees.
Oof. Frosted. It sure did. So what's this business about vitamin D? People running around saying they should not take vitamin D now. What's that all about?
Well, there was a meta-analysis that was reported in the last week or so that say vitamin D supplements do not improve bone health. It's a major study. And what they mean by major study is a meta-analysis. And we've talked about this on your program before, just to refresh people's memory. Meta-analysis is supposed to be the top form of validating studies, where you take a bunch of studies with similar protocols and you add them together to magnify the results so you have a larger population base. And then you could try to see if the results are significant. And there's some problems with applying the meta-analysis model to vitamin D. And first of all is they're measuring supplementation, and they're measuring things like bone fractures and falls.
In other words, so it's the issue of homogeneity. Was there enough homogeneity among all the studies that they used in the methods and procedures that would lead to would not create bias? That's one of the issues with these kinds of studies. There's not enough likeness or homogeneity between and among the studies that they're using or collapsing the data from which they're collapsing the data. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's the issue. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And it creates bias.
And in this case, they're measuring vitamin D supplementation, and of course, people take different kinds of vitamin D, and they take different doses. So unless you're screening for that, then they're not going to be the same. The bigger problem is vitamin D is not a drug. It's in the food supply, and we make it from sunlight. And unless you're measuring blood levels, which actually have better data than supplementation, then you don't know if someone's taking a supplement but they're very low. Maybe they still have very low levels and they're not getting the protection they would expect. And these studies are not revealing that because they're not looking at the blood levels. They're not looking at diet and sunlight and supplementation. They're only looking at one of the three ways that we can get vitamin D. So they're not really telling you what different levels of vitamin D do.
Moreover, let's just assume for a minute, let's just leave bone health out of it. Vitamin D3 serves other purposes as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, in fact, there was a report I saw that said, this was in the BBC in England, where a professor was saying that if you take vitamin D, it helps immunity, and they actually showed it was better than a flu vaccine at reducing your risk of getting influenza. This is the report on BBC. This isn't a label claim, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, the meta-analyses are fine. They are not without their procedural and methodological issues. Again, with meta-analyses, you're taking a bunch of studies and collapsing the data, bringing it into, you get a bigger sample size and you have more data. They were making a lot of assumptions. The one that Neil's pointing out is exactly on point. Did they use, were the studies that they used, was there comparability in the amount of vitamin D3 that they were using in the studies? Was it the same kind? Was it, I mean, I can go down the list here. Did they draw any blood samples? Did they do some in some studies, draw samples in others they didn't? In other words, how homogeneous were those studies? And how many studies, I don't know, do you happen to know off the top of your head how many they were using in that meta-analysis?
I believe it was 85, something like that.
Yeah,
so,
well,
there's a lot of studies, but
there's a lot.
I can taking the same.
I can tell you one thing without even looking at it. 85 studies. I'm going to tell you right now. I'll go out on a limb. There's a lot of variability between and among those studies and how those studies were conducted. And I'm just saying. And I have to look at it, but you got to watch out for bias in these kinds of studies. I mean, it really is problematic. I would not stop taking vitamin D. Neil's going to tell you why in even more detail when we come back. I'm glad you brought this up, Neil. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition featuring Neil Levin, coast to coast and globally.
Women who are pregnant or planning to have a child have specific nutritional needs. Maintaining optimal nutritional intake is important for mother and baby. Body Vigor's Preferred Prenatal can help mother and baby receive the appropriate building blocks for growth, development, and healthy function. The Preferred Prenatal formula provides essential vitamins and minerals, along with added support ingredients such as folic acid and DHA. Preferred Prenatal also incorporates a bonus herbal blend to help the mom-to-be with the uncomfortable side effects of pregnancy, like nausea, vomiting, mood swings, and uterine health. Support a healthy pregnancy for you and your baby with Preferred Prenatal, exclusively on Amazon.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook. And Neil, welcome back. I found the study and I was looking at it. And again, I can tell you as a researcher, there are a lot of pitfalls associated with meta-analyses. You got to be very, very careful when you're doing those kinds of studies and when you are interpreting the findings from those studies. You got to look for the biases. There's selection bias that can happen, information bias, different forms of information bias or selection bias can happen. You just got to be very careful. That's all I'll say about it because I don't want to get too technical. But vitamin D3, you should not stop taking your vitamin D. This new study says that it doesn't help with bone health. Really? I'm not persuaded. So what do you have to say further about it?
Well, supplementing does not predict vitamin D levels when you have to look at other factors such as absorption. Are you taking it with a meal containing fat? The form you're taking and the measurement you're taking, because that can affect it if they're doing blood levels, which in most cases here they were not. So they're really not screening all the variables. If you have a very low vitamin D level and you take a 400 unit capsule, for example, you would not expect to budge your level very quickly. Mm-hmm. You would still be very low for a long time because you're taking a maintenance dose, but you're maintaining a low level.
I see.
So, knowing the dose is important. Knowing the blood levels and knowing how it affects the dose is important. I have studies showing it takes thousands of international units to start moving. If you look at a curve like a graph, and trying to rapidly raise vitamin D levels, you need 5,000 to 10,000 units typically or higher to start budging it up very sharply instead of very low and gradually. So what's the duration of the study? How much were they giving? Did they look at dietary intake? Did they look at blood levels, which are really the most important thing to predict how much vitamin D you have, not supplementation?
877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. I was just involved the past week doing a lot of work on a bias in research, selection bias and information bias, those two major categories. And so this is at the top of my mind. I'm glad you brought it up. Gave me a chance to at least share a couple of thoughts about this notion of science. These studies, all kinds of studies, whether it's a randomized controlled trial, whether it's a case study, a cohort study, a case control study, any kind of epidemiological study, you always worry about bias. You worry about how the sample was drawn. You worry about the assignment of people into groups. You worry about the way things are being measured in a study. There's so many opportunities for bias to enter into the picture. So I'm just saying, science, just because a study was done doesn't mean that it's the end all and be all and it's bulletproof. It's not. It's done by humans, and that makes it that's what becomes the issue. So
part of it's a bias though of training or ignorance really, because if they don't understand that serum levels are more important than supplementation, if they don't understand that supplementation is not the only way you're getting vitamin D, and they are looking at studies with that viewpoint, they've got blinders on. They don't understand the topic. They're not competent to design a study, yet here they are with a study that's getting international news.
Absolutely. 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. At Now Foods, okay, so what do you have to offer in your repertoire on vitamin D for the consumer?
Who, me?
Yeah, yeah, you.
No, we have a lot of vitamin D, and vitamin D products are actually in our top 10 sellers out of 1,500 products in our selection.
Wow.
That's how good these are. We've got vitamin D vegan form. We've got the vitamin D3, which is from lanolin, typically, which is a sheep wool grease. The oil in wool that they remove when they make yarn and things, and they convert that into vitamin D, mimicking what happens when sunlight hits our skin and turns cholesterol into vitamin D.
Mm-hmm.
So they simply shine light on this and create vitamin D.
Right. So you got your you got a vegan form, and then you have a non-vegan form. Let me ask you.
Yeah, mostly it's the non-vegan forms, though, and we have everything from powders to liquids, drops, baby formulas even, chewables, tablets, capsules, and you can get strengths anywhere up to 10,000 units, which is really a level you'd use if you're trying to boost fairly quickly. And the lowest one would be 400 units, which is the old RDA, which has been raised to 600.
What about the student athlete? What kind of vitamin D does a student athlete need to take?
You had a question about that?
Yeah, because I work with the young football players, like the little league football teams, and should they be taking vitamin D?
Yeah, and usually I'd recommend taking vitamin D as part of a multivitamin. Just get all the basics. So many of us, an estimated 20 to 25% of us, are on special diets, whether we're dieting for weight, whether we have religious issues, gluten-free, paleo, You know, there's so many of these diets out there that people are on where they're restricting what they eat. Or like me, I'm traveling and I'm a vegetarian. I'm limited to what's in the airport. I'm limited to what's in the hotel where the meeting is or the restaurant where the meeting is. I've got to choose from a very limited selection of the menu, and I don't always get what I need. Multivitamin bridges those gaps. I do take extra vitamin D because multivitamins are in the hundreds of units, and I want thousands of units. I take 5,000 a day plus my multi, and it's really considered safe if you're below 10,000 a day. And
we'll be right back.
Want to get at the core issue?
Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends, Virilomax, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension. Exclusively available on Amazon.com.
And the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. Following commercial messages, the show will return shortly. LTN streams live Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, and the LTN website. The show also airs on radio coast to coast, including Hawaii, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. Eastern. Please check your local listings. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. This is Dr. Michael Garko. Thank you for watching Let's Talk Nutrition. The show will return shortly. Here, but where's the time fly? Here's the LTN health question of the day. It's simply a true or false. Is this statement true or false? Your body is designed such that it can get the vitamin D it needs by producing it when your skin, your bare skin, is exposed to sunlight. Is that statement true or false? Your body is designed to get vitamin D it needs by producing it when your bare skin is exposed to sunlight, specifically the ultraviolet B, UVB rays. Is that true or false? Here's a number to call to win a $25 supplement gift card.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
Get this. Yeah.
Any
questions or comments from the listeners or viewers?
Yes, I have one. Osteoporosis with women, when should they start taking vitamin D?
ASAP. Your comment, Neil?
Really, they're giving vitamin Ds to infants. We've got an infant drop that goes out to new mothers in hospitals to supplement their babies. So, this is something that is recommended by hospitals and physicians, is looking at giving vitamin D supplements to the infants, continue, at lower levels, continue giving them throughout life, and that offers more protection than trying to add too little, too late in life.
Mm-hmm.
What about if you are allergic to, if you're lactose intolerant?
Yeah, nothing.
Well, definitely if you're not getting food sources, which would be livers from fish or beef or chicken, for example, or fortified foods, which are mostly dairy, where are you getting it from?
And, what's ironic, that in Florida, where there's a lot of sun, obviously, we got record temps around here, darn near record temperatures the last several days, 93, 94 degrees. Lots of sun. But we've learned around here to cover up. And that's the irony. A lot of people that live in the Northeast where the winters are long and they don't get a lot of sun, that's understandable, but they can have vitamin D3 deficiency. But you also have vitamin D3 deficiency where there is a lot of sun because people are covered up. So how are you going to get it if you're not getting it from food either, right?
That's true. I've seen statistics that people in Florida get less sunlight than people in Canada, and also the same with Hawaii. People get less sunlight than people in Canada.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Neil's point, and if you're, what if you're you eat a special, you have a diet whereby you're not drinking milk or eating foods with vitamin D put in it, where are you going to get it from? And you're not going out in the sun. The odds are very good that you're going to be vitamin D3 deficient. So now foods, how many SKUs do you have in that category? 12?
More than that.
Oh, see, I underestimate. I'm sorry.
We've got probably 20.
20 different choices of vitamin D that you can get from Now Foods. You need to go to their website, please. Their website is, I use it oftentimes. I get information there. It is very consumer friendly and very education oriented. There's a lot of information on that website. Let's go to, where is that? Have you ever been to Kittnersville, Pennsylvania, Neil?
No, sir.
Me either. Mike lives in Kittnersville. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thank you, doctor. I'm gonna guess get the answer is not guess, but I know it's true.
It is true. Where's Kittnersville, Michael?
Okay, if you know where Quakertown or Allentown, Pennsylvania is, it's about 50 miles north of Philadelphia.
Oh, sure, boy, and I sound like you. I was born and raised in Pittsburgh. I can hear that dialect, man. It's amazing. Were you born and raised in that neck of the woods, Michael?
I was actually born in Philly, Doc. We moved up to actually Lower Bucks County. This is Upper Bucks I'm living in now.
Yeah.
When I was 9 years old, and I've been a country boy ever since.
Yeah. What did you do for a living?
Well, I spent probably 50 years in maintenance. Last 25 years, I worked at a company called Merck Pharmaceuticals, and I was a millwright for them, which is basically a mechanical technician.
Okay. So you were working hard, taking care of your family, like a lot of good. I'm familiar with that area, man. They're just the people are the salt of the earth up there. Good, just down to earth people, hardworking, blue collar, good people, man. That's where I was born.
One other sidelight I'd like to mention: when I was born, for the first few years of my life, I had rickets, and long story short, I never had been tested up until I was in my 20s.
Wow.
Found out that I was so deficient by the time the doctor started testing me, I had to take 5,000 units for about 4 months to bring it up to normal.
Wow. That probably wasn't even enough. Remember, Neil, you know, rickets at one time was very problematic, almost epidemic, I think, right?
Yes, right now it occurs mostly in poor African American communities where they're not getting enough sunlight, they're not eating a diet that's fortified, they're not taking supplements.
Yeah, you would think
and it's harder for them to make vitamin D from the skin.
Because of the skin, they're dark skin. Yeah.
Right.
Well, Michael, thank you for listening to the show, and thank you for talking with us a little bit. I love talking to people in their just finding out, you know, what goes on in their day-to-day life, what's it like, and you're listening to the show, so I know you have an interest in your health, and we appreciate that, and we appreciate you, and congratulations on winning the $25 supplement gift card, Michael.
Thank you, and I appreciate the education you give us, Doc.
Well, we're trying every day. Room for improvement. Me first on that one. Thank you, Michael. And Neil, thank you. I've said it every single time you've been on a show. Every time you come on, I learn something from you. So,
thank you.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure. And thank you for bringing to our attention this vitamin D meta-analysis that was the study that was done. I'll have to look at it a little closer to see if it did suffer from bias, whether it was selection bias or information bias. I'll have to look and see. But thank you, Neil. Now Foods. Go to nowfoods.com and take a look at their vitamin D supplement offerings.